U.S. Treasury prices retreated further on Wednesday, driving yields higher after the White House unveiled further details of its plan to overhaul the tax code, reviving the so-called reflation trade that was underpinned by hopes that President Donald Trump's fiscal agenda would stoke inflation pressures. Investors also sold their holdings of government paper after Federal Reserve Chairwoman Janet Yellen on Tuesday outlined the Fed's reasoning for an additional rate increase this year. Fed funds futures traders are pricing close to an 80% chance of another rate increase in 2017, compared with about 38% a month ago, according to CME Group data. What are bond yields doing? Long-dated bonds led the action, with a 10-year note yield and the 30-year bond yield posting their biggest one-day jump since March. 1. The 10-year Treasury yield TMUBM/USD 10Y, 1.32% climbed 8 basis points to 2.309%. Likewise, the 30-year bond yield TMUBM/USD 30Y, 0.93% added 9.2 basis points to 2.862%. The 2-year Treasury note yield TMUBM/USD 02Y, 0.82%, which is more sensitive to shifts in rate expectations, rose 2.8 basis points to 1.483%, its highest since October 2008. Yields and bond prices move in opposite directions. In Europe, the German 10-year government bond took a cue from the U.S., rising more than 6 basis points to hit 0.466%. Part of the move was driven by reports that German Finance Minister Wolfgang Schäuble would leave his position to become the next president of the country's parliamentary body. He has been a critic of the European Central Bank's loose monetary policy. What else is the market anticipating? President Donald Trump and Republican leaders are proposing a cut in the top corporate tax rate to 20% from its current 35%, repealing the estate tax and eliminating state and local tax deduction as part of a sweeping overhaul of the U.S. tax code. Live blog. President Donald Trump speaks about Republican tax cut plans. What are market participants saying? With the bear steepening in the Treasury's market, it's very much a fiscal move, said Eric Stein, co-director of Global Income at Eaton Vance. A bear steepening refers to when long-dated yields rise much faster than shorter-dated yields, reflecting higher inflation expectations. What does the data say? August durable goods orders jumped 1.7%, topping the average forecast of economists surveyed by MarketWatch for a rise of 1%. Pending home sales for August fell 2.6% to 106.3, the lowest reading since January 2016. Expectations were for a decline of 0.8%. What are other assets doing? U.S. stock benchmarks are mixed, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average DJIA 0.25% on track to snap a recession skid, while gold futures GCZ 0.04% perceived as a Hayden asset saw a firm drop below $1,300 an ounce. Which Fed speakers are on deck? St. Louis Fed President James Bullard said there was no need for the central bank to raise interest rates soon, because the U.S. economy would stay stuck in a low-growth environment. Fed Governor Lael Brainard was scheduled to take part in a Kansas City Fed forum at 2 p.m. Eastern. Boston Fed President Eric Rosengren is slated to talk at New York University at 7 p.m. Eastern.